Animaniacs back again, and yet we still haven't seen that other new one. I fixed them, by the way. Everything won't just spam. It works properly. Also, free pick! We got one of those special free pick request things that are extremely rare. I have chosen Tsukikomori off of the request list. Because I want to know what it is. There was another game I was more interested in knowing what it was, but it was on Genesis, and we've been getting so many Genesis that it's just kind of a little ridiculous. Once upon a time, Zeta had a sore throat thing going on, and then a bunch of Japanese text appeared on the screen, making him want to talk about it. This is one of those freaking story games, isn't it? Somebody wanted me to talk about this house. This house is very boring. We wrote a 10-page summary on how amazing this house was, but we lost it, so it's just a house. Inside of this house was a wooden floor and a light. It was kind of Japanesey, not surprisingly. For this was the home of the great Japanese inventor, Tsukikomori. Here, in this house, he had invented a time machine that let him travel to the Napoleon Age. And once he was there, he had amazing adventures with Napoleon. This is Napoleon in his younger years. No, this is the daughter of Tsukikomori. She snuck upon the time machine and became Napoleon's wife, changing the course of history. The world was never the same after that, for Napoleon had 47 kids, and they all turned into this guy. For when they fused together into this guy, nothing was impossible. They had superpowers like the world had never seen, and fought kids like this one, who were bullying other kids for their lunch money. Napoleon's kids were the savior of the universe. They made that kid phase out of existence. You wouldn't believe just how painful that was, but he kind of deserved it. I mean, lunch money, it's kind of important for kids to get their nutrition. Without nutrition, they will starve and die. I digress. The story is not about her or Napoleon's kids and their superpowers. It's about the inventor and his house. Because this takes place long before his time machine was invented. When he ran an orphanage. And these orphans were the inspiration that would create his time machine later. But this is still not about that. This is about another thing that happened while they were there. One day, they were collecting piss buckets on the floor because they didn't have a working toilet. Because the inventor's old-timey Japanese house, you know, didn't... It was pretty accurate. And this kid was like, hey, why can't we just go get a toilet? But Tsukikomori was like, because that would ruin the historic accuracy of this house. Even an outhouse would not suffice for this guy. Everybody had to go pee in the woods or collect it in bottles. This kid was unhappy with this situation, so he ran off to do something about it. We'll get back to him later, probably. The rest of the kids continued happily collecting their pee buckets. Bottles, I mean. For some reason, it's funner to say pee bucket. So I actually wrote that in these words here, so that you would say it, and have to say bottles. Because I'm an asshole, and I don't get paid enough for this job of putting text on boring screens in whatever this game is supposed to be about. So let's start the game. Story. I meant story. God damn, I'm really bad at this. I came to work drunk today. This is what it really says, I swear. So anyway, the pee buckets bottles. The pee bottles had been collected, and the kids went back to their room to play a game of spin the pee bottle. It's their favorite game and the only one they get to play because they don't have electronics and cards hadn't been invented or something. But then this guy was all like, hey guys, I've got a better idea of what we could do. But I'm not going to tell you until we go do it. It's a secret. You're just going to have to follow me and trust what I'm saying is true. Blah, 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 blah. Stuff about trust and following. Wait, is that Tsukikomori's daughter? I think it is. She was in the orphanage. The plot thickens. And that might be that kid that wasn't happy with it. The lack of toilet, I mean. We've got our main characters. Tsukikomori's daughter, the kid who wants a toilet, and mystery game guy. Those are our protagonists. But then the nanny came in, and she was like, it's time for lunch. Although she looked like she hadn't eaten in weeks. Anorexia is a serious problem. If you know someone who is suffering from anorexia, please call their doctor immediately for them, because they're not going to do it because they're embarrassed or some stupid shit. So they ate lunch, and then they were back in the room, sitting in a circle, listening to the clock tick, which you probably can't hear because my speakers are really far down. Here, let me help you. Isn't that pleasant? I would like to just note that I haven't pressed a single goddamn button yet. I think the game just started itself. Nope. It was all just the intro. So, now that the intro to this game is over, let's actually start it. I swear to God if it plays all that again. That fateful night, when the spirit child awoke. My name's gonna be One. One mountain. Oh, my lord. Never mind. Get rid of that one. Look at all this stuff. Name translating guy? I hope you're around. Holy crap, look at that one. That's guy running that's gotta go fast. That's gotta go fast guy right there. He has to be in here. Look at all these symbols. Oh my gosh! I've never seen so many symbols before! It's so exciting. Alright, so here's my name. My name is 1,000 power lines behind a house. Yeah, the first one. 1,000 power lines behind the house. Dude watching... No. Guy in first person reorganizing things on shelves. Dancing bookshelf. Bedtime by the brick wall. Gotta go fast guy. One of those enforcer things from Tron. Or are they called something else? You know, the big blocky thing that flies around. Fat guy by height measurement thing on the wall. Oh, this is the worst name. And then gas pump. That last one is definitely a gas pump. Ooh, I can choose my tile! I'm gonna choose this tile. I guess those are save slots. Alright! That's Tsukikomori. Wait. If Tsukikomori is in this group... No, that's the guy that all the Napoleon kids turn into. Never mind. This was before the Napoleon kids, though, so he's just their precursor. The precursor is like, hello, everyone, I am the precursor. I am joining your group of protagonists. I am excited to meet all of you. Except that one. That guy's kind of gross. But the gross guy didn't take very kindly to that and left. But that's okay, because nobody liked him. He was gross. This pleased the precursor. The precursor had a secret talent. He knew how to use 1960s computer hardware. He worked for Kaiba Corp. I say that because there's a CG in parentheses, which are going up and down, and that's the first time I've ever seen parentheses go up and down, and it's hilarious. But obviously, CG stands for card games, so he worked for Kaiba Corp. He helped make sure all the collectible card games were digitized. Collectible cards, not card games. Anyway. He had once wanted to become a Yami or whatever and have one of those special things for the card game, but he decided he'd just become a specialist in 1960s hardware and digitize cards. This is one of the cards he's digitized. It's his favorite card. It's of a house. He framed it and put it on his wall for the card game memorial in his room. See, he really loves card games. More than anything, in fact. It's a shame that later on he's going to be killed and used as sort of a template for Napoleon Kid fusion stuff. Anyway, enough about this stupid house card that's framed on the wall and all that. Even though it is his favorite, and he stares at it every single day. He stares at it lovingly, longingly, disgustedly, yearningly, no, I said lovingly already, lustfully, and blankly. Let's go for lustfully. Yeah, look at them bedroom eyes. He's staring at this picture lustfully. And he's over it. I guess he just likes to jack off to card games once in a while. But then his best friend comes in. What are you doing in here jacking off to that card? He says to the precursor. Hey, what my fetishes are my own business. You leave me out of your... No, never mind. Just don't talk about this, please. It's my little secret, and I don't want anybody knowing. His friend agrees, but only if he does something for him later, which we're not going to talk about because this game is rated PG. And they're like, how can this be PG when he's already been masturbating to a card? Because Japan! Fuck you! Anyway. I didn't come here to make you do things for me in the bedroom later. I came here for you to come with me on a quest. You wanna come? A quest, huh? Well, I'm done in here, so I guess I don't have anything better to do for the rest of the day. Sure, let's go. And so he phases into his friend in that way that RPGs do, where only the main character is ever walking around. And then the friend thinks to himself, man, I really hate when he does that. He should just walk behind me, like in Dragon Quest and such. It's really unnerving having him inside me. But let's not talk about that, because we already said we weren't going to. But his friend heard it and phased back out of him and said, okay, fine, I'll just walk behind you. But you know, I'm really lazy. That's why I do that. It's nothing else. After all, I just jacked off to a card. Whoa, I don't want to... The secret is he truly did lust for his friend. And was hoping that what he had in mind later was going to be great. But... I don't know what these options are. These options had nothing to do with what I was talking about, so you just chose a random one. That's okay, though. because nothing has happened. You've chosen the option of going out to the roof. I hope you have something to do here, because otherwise we're going to be staring at a roof for a long time for no reason. Blah, 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 blah. How the hell did I street pass myself already? I street passed myself, like, literally an hour ago. But I digress. Let's get back to the game. I just happened to look over and see that. Dot 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 dot. He sings his best karaoke. The Dot song. It's his favorite. 1111111. This is my song that I sing on the roof. Dot dot 1.11. Maybe he's just trying to sing in binary, but he doesn't know dots should be zeros. Your friend isn't very bright, Precursor. That was a really dumb song. You shouldn't ever sing again. Like, seriously. Unless you're singing to me. Uh-huh. He thinks about saying that, but decides against it. He just checks him out instead. We've got a gay relationship going on here. But it's one-sided, so I'm choosing one. Oh, that was apparently save. The next day, the nanny offers everybody The next day, the nanny joins the focus group. Because she has a story to tell. Let me tell you about the time that I was like 17. It was a long time ago, you see, back in the 30s or something. I was walking along in the forest when suddenly I saw the cutest darn piece of grass I ever did see. I leaned down to see the grass closer and gave it a kiss. And it turned into a frog prince. And he was like, "You have saved me from my grassy imprisonment." And I was like, "Wow, my own frog prince." And we got married and moved into the bushes nearby. Then we had a lot of frog babies. And those frog babies grew up to be frog princes too. And that's the story of the time I was a princess queen for the Frog Kingdom. That's a dumb story. What are you fucking telling that story about? Says one of the focus group girls, and she gets in the way of the green screen. She doesn't blend into the background like everybody else because she's wearing blue, and it is in fact a green screen. She has ruined the immersion, and everybody has to be forcibly thrown out into their focus group circle again from this fantasy that they had all drifted into during the Frog Princess story. You ruined my story, you stupid little slut! What do you do that for? Do you smack her in the face? No, pimp slap, rather. Hooker punch, or ground. Pimp slap. I can't pimp slap you, you're too darn cute. Why do I sound like I'm a really bad country girl now? That just slowly developed. At first it was generic girl, and then it became kind of country. Guess that's what happens when you live in Oklahoma. Anyway, she just doesn't pimp slap it. You have chosen the wrong option. Should have gone with a hooker punch. She might have gotten super angry and pulled a hooker punch out of hammer space or something. She is Japanese after all, despite her country accent. Plus she has extra magic from the Frog Princes that really did exist. That story was true and she wasn't just making it up. So anyway, as the day progressed, everybody went to class, I guess. There's no... oh, there's the chairs. I see them now. So everybody went to the classroom, which was built into this orphanage. It was like a whole school. Ancient Japanese school. Unfortunately, paper and pencils hadn't been invented, or no, sorry, paper and pencils hadn't been discovered yet, so everybody had to write on their faces with ground up tapioca pudding. Which is a little weird because tapioca pudding is already pretty liquefied. You don't need to grind it up. Guess it's just to get the little pearls out. The pearls mess up the writing after all. So, they were doing their homework in a different room, apparently, because nobody was ever in there. And the nanny continued to fantasize about her Frog Prince days. How she missed her Frog Prince. Unfortunately, frogs... God damn it, Danny, stop! Stop freaking coming in here, green screen room. Same 3 options, but in a different order. Let's try ground this time. Even though it's still option 1. Nanny attempts to ground her for ruining her fantasy once again. She rolls for initiative. Unfortunately, though she had the first strike, the girl is incorporeal and cannot be attacked with normal weapons. Since the nanny has nothing made of silver or better, nor any... Well, I mean, she has her frog magic, but that doesn't really do much good. She has to resort to drastic measures. Does she try to kiss the girl and make her become some sort of ghost prince? I don't know. Or does she kill herself and haunt the girl to death as a ghost also? I'm gonna go with the kiss. I've chose 1 3 times in a row. This is probably gonna get a game over. Nanny attempts to kiss the ghost, but the ghost has the current turn, hasn't moved yet, so the ghost flies up into the air to dodge the kiss. You will not be turning me into any ghost prince today, she says to the nanny. For I am more powerful than mankind has ever been aware of. I am the Ghost Lord Princess at the moment, and I'm not going to let you ruin that for me. I have the power of stepping into green screens and ruining people's fantasies about the Frog Prince days. It's a very specific power, but it has come in handy twice so far, so I am not disappointed. And then she casts a spell. The spell teleports the nanny back to the classroom. Out of her fantasy, I guess. Everybody's done with their tapioca homework, so it's time to move on to a different fucking scene already. Blah 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 blah. Oh god, something terrible happened! Oh, somebody knocked over their tapioca desk. Now they gotta clean it up instead of go to dinner. Blah 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 blah. Eventually, Granny goes back to freaking Fantasyland. No! Says the ghost for a 3rd time. I refuse to let you ever fantasize about this again. I will be watching you day and night to make sure this doesn't happen. We cannot ever see what happened between you and your frog prince, for this game is rated PG. Why does everybody keep trying to go to their bedroom thoughts? I'm tired of this shit. I'm only like 7 years old. Back to the classroom with you. I got nothing. I'm done with this classroom, seriously. What the hell? This is a haiku. Desks made out of made out of wood. Desks made out of wood. Sturdy tapioca... Fuck. Desks made out of wood. Tapioca pudding desks. Sturdy, yet comfy. There we go. I made a haiku. I hope you all enjoyed my haiku. Wait, now she's singing a song. Frog Prince! Oh, I should have done it before. Frog Prince fantasies ain't happening in this orphanage. stop fantasizing about past loves. The song sucks. Blah, blah, blah. She's gone into the longest monologue about Frog Princess I have ever seen. Apparently, a long time ago, the ghost was haunted by a frog prince, and it's what made her off herself in the first place. Then she moved into this orphanage because she had some friends here, and now nobody has aged in about 14 years, including the nanny. The nanny has snuck off to fantasize about frog princes. Oh, look! Who showed up? It's her again. The nanny has taken drastic measures. She has closed her eyes so that nobody can see anything, because apparently the world is all inside of Nanny's head. The nanny has made up all of this. You know, I have that problem too. Or I used to. Back when I would, like, every dream I ever had, basically, and every time I would just, like, try to close my eyes and fantasize about something, or stare out the window on the bus and fantasize about something, like, my subconscious would battle me, man. It's like, imagine you're, like, somewhere cool, or dreaming that you're somewhere cool, fighting a badass something or other. Sounds pretty awesome until you see, like, coffee cups floating around or pencils just stuck in the ground. And then you're like, I'm gonna imagine myself taking this pencil and breaking it into a million pieces, and it turns into sawdust and flies off on the wind. And then there's another one on the other side. And I couldn't get my subconscious to stop fighting me and putting stupid things in my thoughts. The few times I ever had a dream where I went lucid and was like, I'm in a dream. It's like, one time, I dreamed that I went outside, and I looked up and Earth was in the sky. Like, just normal day sky, and the Earth was up there. And I was like, whoa, I'm gonna go get my telescope! Because my dream apparently didn't realize I had a telescope. So I ran back inside and got my telescope, but as I was getting it, suddenly my mind got really foggy, and I started falling over, and the telescope broke. And as I drag it outside and continued trying to fix it, clouds moved into the sky and covered the Earth before I got the chance to telescope it. And it pissed me off. There was one time, I used to dream about the Clock Tower Murderer a lot, and that he would chase me around random places. One time I realized I was in a dream, I was, like, cornered, but I was like, wait, I'm in a dream, fucking lightsaber, and I sliced the lightsaber at him and then stabbed him. He just looked at me like I was stupid and stabbed me back. Then I woke up. Always happens that way. Can't do anything cool without stupid stuff happening. Anyway, while I've been telling you this meta story, nothing has happened. We're still in this fucking classroom. Has the nanny succeeded in getting rid of her ghost? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. In the meantime, we're taking an Earthbound coffee break. You've traveled so long to get here, and it's been a tough, difficult journey. But alas, you have left the fucking classroom. I'm proud of you. I have no idea what's going on. In order for these stories to go somewhere, there has to be something happening. Otherwise, I have to resort to telling you about myself. And nobody wants to know about me. What the fuck? The best part is, I've been telling you these stories about me as if to the text that was already appearing on the screen. So it's like the game was telling you about me. It knew, it's psychic. The new Twabu. Spooky, scary skeletons invade your coffee break. Oh god. Which is the right choice? Do we run or do we stand and fight? Run! You can't defeat a skeleton. There's one inside you right now. It would just stop you from defeating its kin. You have to run. Flight takes over fight, and you run into the darkness, back to the start of the coffee break, before it turned into actual coffee. It was just water at this stage. Perhaps the skeleton can't follow you into just water. It only appeared once the water had turned brown with coffee. You escape back into the classroom. Meanwhile, the nanny is trying to fantasize about, oh, look who it is again! I hate reruns. But then the nanny was dead, because she had fantasized too many times against the ghost's wishes. The ghost has killed the nanny. Will the world continue to exist now that she's not here to dream it up? Or was the nanny dead the whole time? So spooky. She will rot and become a skeleton. Perhaps the same skeleton that you just saw in the coffee break. Time seems to be manipulating strangely in Tsukikomori's house as he invents things. What could he be inventing? I'm tired of this head. Oh, she's still okay. Apparently her respawn time is about 20 seconds. You can't kill me. That's one of the funny powers the Fog Prince gave me. Even though his lifespan was really short, he gave me the ability to turn into a monkey head lady and grant my own wish to be back alive after 20 seconds. I've done it like 14 times. You can't imagine how many heart attacks I've had to endure and come back from. It's pretty painful and I don't like it at all. The story's really heating up. The next day in the focus group. New mystery game idea kid speaks up. I think we're about ready to find out what my new mystery game is. Now that the nanny has been sleeping for a long time. I don't know. I got nothing! It dumped me back into the same place! There's only like 3 places. I like this game idea, I'm gonna show you. It's about... Oh, sorry, I go retarded sometimes. It's like a nervous twitch. So, let's all get up and go play my mystery game before the nanny comes in and interrupts us. Unless she might want to play too. I didn't ask her. She just kind of gave us lunch and such. Should we invite her? No, let's go before it's too late. Everybody decides to go and play the mystery game from the mystery game idea kid. They're going to get up and... Wait, the nanny's there! I must have chose invite the nanny. So everybody decides to go play the mystery game kid with the nanny. The nanny wanted to go. Hey, we're having fun! Yay! Yeah, this is a lot of fun, isn't it? We're playing a mystery game. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. It's just a FOMO. Sorry. So they all get up and go to the forest, where the trees are green and growing in the dirt. But what do they do? What is this mystery game? They follow him to... Wait, I know what's going on here. Let me tell you another story about me. There's a shitty game called Worm Online. Notch helped make it before he made Minecraft. And in this game, many, many years ago, there was a sudden outburst of people playing it from 4chan. One of these people was named Fenpenny, and he led an expedition of like 30 people into the woods. And they passed by this very lake. And it's where they got split up. Do you wish to continue? Yes or no? Haha, you said yes! So anyway, they were going by this lake, and they got split up, and half of them got stuck in the lake, went the wrong way, and then they ended up going back home because they didn't know where to go. The other half kept following Fenpenny into the distance. Wait, no, the one half continued following Fenpenny the right way. The other half got lost and continued some random people into the distance. And this half went by the lake on the left side instead of the right. And they ended up in this town full of giant scorpions. And then they all fell into a bunch of thorn bushes and fucking died. Later on, the people who actually followed Fenpenny gave up and wanted to settle in the forest. But he wouldn't have it. And in the end, only a few people and Fenpenny made it to the camp where he was trying to get them to. And once he got there, somebody just ended up stabbing him with a knife because he was a dumbass and a douchebag. And I was there on this exodus. I was one of the people who died in thorn bushes. This game sucked. Something about it's really addicting, though, because you, like, have to grind shit hardcore to get your skills up and stuff. It's like a really, really, really hard version of the Oblivion... I mean, this... Wow, I said Oblivion. Of the Elder Scrolls sort of do things to get better skill set thing. But it takes way too long to be able to do anything, so... Yeah. So anyway, everybody went into a tent. And they were having a grand old time camping. We're back in the game. This isn't the Fenpenny story. That's over. If you look up pictures of the Fenpenny thing, there's a picture where... I don't remember what my name was, but one of the names in the chat was me. I don't remember which picture it was either. There's only a couple of surviving pictures of that. Anyway, everybody in this game is in this tent having a grand old time. It stops raining. Do they go out? Do they stay in? Or do they go home? Let's go out. My throat hurts. I'm going to lose my voice. But it's worth it. Because they go out and everything is blue for some reason. It's beautiful, they say. And this is where the mystery game begins. For they're actually playing that one thing from one of those Goosebumps books. The one where the two kids were in the forest and there was like forest monsters and they played the game where they got points for doing various things. But they're level 2. This game is level 2. They're doing it at night. I don't remember what the book was. Somebody probably does. Choices. Do you go try to put green shit on your face and then blue shit also and get the points that way? Or do you try to eat a bear for extra bonus points? Bear it is. So you don't know where any of the blue and red shit is, so you figure it's more likely a bear will come upon you than to find those. You set a trap outside the tent and wait. Continue waiting. Eventually, not a bear comes, but 3 ghost travelers. They say they are in the band and want to play you music. And during the time they are playing this music, you will be in a safe room and can save your game. That was really vague, so that was a Resident Evil remake joke. I always said that in the safe rooms, it sounded like a ghost band. A bunch of ghosts playing some guitars, or maybe just one ghost playing a guitar, and his ghost dog howling to the music. Go listen to it, you'll hear it. A bunch of mist moves in, and suddenly we're in Legend of Legaia, and there's going to be monsters, so get your arms ready, and your legs, or whatever. It was a weird battle system. Somebody wasn't ready. It looks like somebody has been killed to the mist. They will become a monster too. But you have your little wristband mutant alien thing, whatever it was that was keeping them alive. So you should be perfectly fine. Unless our part is a sudden random encounter because this guy's a badass. He's like a level 99 thief. He's gonna steal your bait trap. And he brought his friends. Oh, you're so fucked. There's no way you're going to get to the tree in time to clear the mist. They stare at you with bloodlust in their eyes. They're gonna make you their little bitch. But suddenly, 6 a.m. comes, and some kids cheer because Five Nights, or Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria is open. And this is one of the kids that came in. And he's like, we gotta get you the fuck out of here before all this mist envelops everyone and they turn into stupid killer robots. Or maybe you're already one and this is your subconscious talking to you and trying to tell you to stop killing people. Or maybe this was all a dream. I'm starting to think this guy isn't a guy. His pose makes him look like he's trying to be a cat that's just has a human head. It was all a dream. You wake up in your tent and you're perfectly fine. Except for the fact that you just ran out of Pepsi. And this is going to be a problem. Especially if your throat starts hurting again. Welcome back to the coffee break. You've traveled long and hard to get here, and your path was a dangerous one. But you have somehow avoided going too far into a Five Nights at Freddy's reference, and you have also avoided being killed by a level 99 thief. So good for you. Maybe we can move this plot along and get out of whatever the fuck you're doing. We need some fresh screens, man. Nope. Stuck in the tent still. Nobody's outside the tent. There's not even any birds. But wait. Not any birds. This is a glorious day. The birds have been murdered. Somebody's knocking on the door to your tent. That makes a lot of sense. Let me in, they say, as they knock on the wooden door to your fucking tent. This must be a Minecraft tent. Or maybe it's not somebody knocking on the door to your tent, but some construction work going on nearby in the fucking middle of the woods. Which do you think it is? Is it a door knock or some construction work? Door knock. You go to open the wooden door to your fucking tent. Mushi mushi, someone says as you answer the phone door. Things are getting weird. Are you sure you woke up? You might still be in a dream. As you think about possibly still being in a dream, the knocks stop, and suddenly there are... I was going to say ghosts, but those aren't ghosts. Somebody has lit a lot of giant sticks in the sky, and they're just floating there. The flames. Some of those flames from Mario 3 have escaped, and are floating around in the distance. They're gonna set your stupid tent on fire. Run or fight? Let's fight this time. You decide to fight the flames, but suddenly realizing that they are invincible to your ability to fight them, you have made a terrible choice and are probably going to die. So you go back in your tent because you're an idiot, and now you're probably going to burn alive because I don't know if you're going to get the choice to run now. Oh gosh, no, it's the thief! But now he's inside of the tent and a lot smaller. Somebody's knocking on the door again. Maybe they're knocking on the door and the alpha maps are just fucked up. Answer the door or construction work. No, that's obviously a burger phone. Let's answer the burger phone. You answer the burger phone. I don't know what to say. It's Obama. He says, "This is the President of the United States of America. You don't know who I am, but I know who you are, and I'm going to tell you this right now. You're under attack!" he says, and then hangs up, and it's the thief. But it was just all a story from this guy. And that's how you play the game, he says. Are you ready to go? But nobody seems to want to play this game now that he's explained all the rules. This pisses him off beyond all sanity. It turns out he was Skiller all along. And now everybody, including him, is dead. Oh, nope, he's back. Maybe that wasn't a look of cold murder. Maybe that was a look of he had to crap really bad. So he ran off to take a crap. But they don't have a toilet, so he had to run a long way. Now he's tired. The nanny's like, this has been a really great focus group today. I'm proud of all of you. I'm glad that you all came. It's time for lunch. Well, this has been a chapter. Given the state of my throat, and the fact that this has not changed at all for a long time, I think I'm going to stop here. I will give it a look. Give it a look-see. What happens next? Oh, look, it's still the focus group. It's just going to be the guy that's tired of no toilets talking this time. So let's see if anything interesting happens. Whoa! Okay. Well. No. Wrong buttons. There's a fortune teller coming up. I'm still gonna stop here, but maybe we can come back. I won't remember anything that I've said during this entire story, so the story will probably be completely different on episode 2 if we come back to this. I'll let you guys decide.